Start of the final quarter with South Australia leading Western Australia by 5 points. South Australia kicking with a light breeze in the final quarter down towards the river end of the Adelaide Oval. Umpire in charge, umpire Don Blue from Tasmania, all set now for the start of this final term. Rocks battle for it in the centre of the ground. Sirakoski, the former Victorian, with the hit out. Here's a chance though. The ball is taken smartly for South Australia. Picked up by Manning. Manning between centre and centre half forward. A long one into the forward pocket position. They fly for it. Almost a chance for Darley. And the free kick is going the other way and it's going to be taken by Western Australia in the forward pocket. Against Darley. Free kick to be taken by Astoni of Western Australia. Astoni is about 30 yards out on about a 45-degree angle. He lines them up. The kick from Astoni gets the distance all right, but the direction not there, and through for 1 point.
Phillips is playing at centre. Robert Day must have gone off at three-quarter time.
And Robert Day wasn't quite so prominent in the third quarter. He got a nasty knock on the shoulder early in the game, but played well in the second quarter for South Australia. 4 points the difference now in favour of South Australia as Alloway puts the ball into play.
Here's the kick, and it's a mighty kick and a magnificent mark taken by Sirakoski on the half-forward left flank position. He's looking for a short lead. Now goes back and kicks with a long drop punt kick. All right, up towards the full forward line, and players fly high. It's Alloway in front. Shop in front. Has taken off hands. Plenty of time to set himself up for goal. That was Scott. Now at centre half forward, and his shot goes through for 1 point. Scott has gone to centre half forward, win onto the half forward flank. Alloway going back amongst midst of streamers, and this, no doubt, it makes it quite difficult for a full-back to kick off. Here's Alloway about to kick off. South Australia kicking with this light breeze, although it's died down considerably to what we did experience for the first three quarters. A magnificent kick using the yellow Chesham ball and onto the half-back line. The mark has been awarded against Sirakoski and is going to be taken for South Australia by Phillips. Phillips must be having a run in ruck. He had a run in ruck with Robrin at full forward, somewhere near the end of the third term. The kick comes out towards the wing position. Eustace is there, and Eustace has marked. Chessel is at full forward for South Australia. Here's the kick, and it's found Nygaard on the half-forward line. South Australia crowding up the forward area. Much different to WA, where they kept it wide open. Here's the kick by Nygaard. Going for a short pass to Oti, left unchecked, and Oti has marked. Now Oti is within kicking distance. He'd be about 50 yards out on about a 45-degree angle. Now he's coming more around to centre field. Here's the kick by Oti, a shot from right behind his kick, and it looks good from here if it's got the distance. No, it's going to fall short. McIntosh, I think it was, went up very high. No, it's Farmer got the mark, and Malloy is right there. They're just pushing Malloy off, and Farmer's going back to take his kick. South Australian player being brought back 5 yards, and Farmer should kick over his mark, and I wouldn't have allowed that to go, because when the player is brought back 5 yards, the ball must be kicked over his mark. However, it's Graham with the ball in the back pocket, kicks up, and McKellar kicking it off the ground, and is picked up by Chadwick, smothered beautifully and forced out of play by Eustace. Throw in on the half-forward right flank position. 83 points to South Australia, Western Australia 80. A 3-point advantage. McKellar in opposition to Farmer. Farmer gets the ball, looks for the hand pass immediately to Cable, and Cable very close to going out. Finds Chadwick, beautiful pass. Chadwick looked to me as he held it long enough. A hand pass out by Phillips, out towards Colby. He hand passes right up towards the half-forward line to Marker. Marker got a very stiff backhander, and the play goes on. He ran right into an arm, and the free is going to be found for some reason or other to Malloy. Well, I think the umpire Blue missed that one against Marker, and he's found a free, and this is going to be taken by Malloy at centre half forward. Malloy, well within kicking distance, has played outstanding football for the home side. The kick by Malloy looks to here a little bit offline with the way the goal umpire is running, and it's through for 1 point. Notice Marker in the trainer's hand seems very, very groggy, and as you can see, he ran into a very stiff arm. Here's the kick in. Quite a good kick out towards the half-back line. Farmer flies up in opposition to McKellar. It's down on the ground. Neither team can pick it up. Picked up by Malloy. A beautiful hand pass from unchecked Oti. Oti's within kicking distance, and hurriedly kicks far too far and has gone through for 1 point. It wasn't necessary to kick so hard, but he put a lot of power into that and pulled it right offline. Through for another point to South Australia. The kick in going to be taken by Smith. 12-8, 80 to South Australia, 12-13, 85.
Bradley Smith now the fullback for Western Australia, building it out towards the half-back flank position. Going up there was Phillips 24, but nowhere near the ball. Here's the opportunity for Phillips. Phillips kick rebounds. It comes across, gives Western Australia a chance to go downfield. A hand pass to Chadwick. Chadwick another hand pass. Across it goes in the direction of Manning. Manning is just forward of centre. Kicks it rather high in the air. It's going out towards the centre half forward position. Estonia in front with Darley. Neither can bring it down. Robertson. Robertson's got the ball in the forward pocket. Drives it goal from 40 yards out, but through for 1 point. 4 points the difference once again. Western Australia 12 goals 9, 81 points. South Australia 12, 13, 85 points. The tempo of the game seems to have slackened slightly in this early part of the final quarter. Both sides striving hard to get the breakthrough, the vital goal, as we wait for Ellaway. Out it goes. Nice drop kick out towards the half-back flank. Almost a chance for McKellar. Didn't quite juggle it long enough, though. Onto the ground. Plenty of Western Australian players here. The ball's picked up for them by Wynn in towards the forward pocket, and the mark is taken for Western Australia by Scott. Scott switched to centre half forward at the start of this quarter. He's on the angle and would be about 45, 50 yards out. Kick from Scott. It's going high in the air, but the direction is not there, and through for yet another behind. Makes the difference now 3 points, with Western Australia 12 goals 10, 82 points, and South Australia 12, 13, 85.
Marcus seems quite okay now after that heavy battering he received when coming through and ran into an arm.
Yes, he got a very nasty one, John. There's no doubt about it. Ellaway's kick-out's a good one. Right out towards the half-back flank. Surakoski, number 19, up high. Couldn't take the ball, though, and it's taken for South Australia out towards the centre wing position. Almost juggled by Nygaard. He plays on. Nygaard across the centre half-forward. The half-forward flank position really picked up by Odie. A hand pass to Nygaard running past. Nygaard's in trouble. He's about 40 yards out if he can turn. There's the shot at goal from Nygaard, but he's offline and through for 1 point once again. Both sides off target, a little over anxious in the early part of this final quarter. They've been playing now for just over 6 minutes in the final term, and it's now 4 points the difference, 12-14 to 12-10.
At three-quarter time, Robert Day left the field, his position at centre, and that's been taken by Phillips. Here's the kick in to be taken by Smith. Out towards the centre half-back position, looking for Farmer or Surakoski, and Surakoski has marked. Jessel on the mark. Short pass by Surakoski, comes out to centre field. It's taken by Eakins, plays on immediately with a drop punt up towards Scott. Scott couldn't mark, but coming through from behind, as WA marking and taking the play up towards full forward. Picked up by Darley. Darley dodged around. Shades a hand pass. Now it comes out onto the half-back line to Pope. He's grabbed, but plays on up to centre field as Burt. Burt is pursued by Cable up towards full forward, and Robrin is there. Couldn't pick it up. Picked up by McIntosh, and McIntosh bounces once, takes his time, delivers out towards Brio at the far outer side, and Brio lets the ball go out of play. 4 points the difference in favour of the home side. Throw in at centre wing. McKellar in ruck in opposition to McIntosh. Cable roving. Farmer also there. McIntosh flies high, taken by Cable. He's grabbed far too long to get rid of it. Caught for holding the ball. The free to be taken by Chesler. Chesler at centre wing on the eastern side. Usually a good kick. Quite a good one down towards the half-forward line. And from behind, good shepherding allows Robin to come through, and Robin is marked. Robin kicks on hurriedly out towards the half-forward right flank position. Negative football, not going anywhere at all, and not going any distance toward goal. Luckily for South Australia, taken by Phillips, out towards Nygaard. Nygaard caught deep in the pocket, gets a hand pass looking for Odie, but it looks as though Odie's going to knock it out of play, and we'll see a throw-in. Robin is one of the best kicks in the South Australian League and should have driven that ball in with a long kick right up towards full forward, but elected to go sideways. Here's a free against, no, it's play on, with McKellar seemed to get a knock. A good heavy bump that time. It takes a South Australian player down. It's a hectic football with Cable there, trying to wait for the ball to come out, and there's going to be a bounce in the full forward, a right pocket. There's Robin. Had quite a quiet afternoon. Taken by Burt, grabbed without the ball. Let us play on. A bad free miss. Picked up by Cable out towards the half-back line. Players fly high. Manning was there. Nygaard is there as well. And Manning, a hand pass away by Turnbull. It comes out on the wing. And now Turnbull plays on once again. Grabbed from behind. A long time to get rid of it. And Phillips is there, going to allow his teammate and Colby to come through. But it's down on the ground. A hand pass away. And Western Australia have plenty of time to take the play up towards centre field, and Scott is spoilt by shot. It's down across to Chadwick. Chessel is there as well. A knock away very close to the boundary line is taken by Colby down to the half-forward line. Bird overruns the ball, and McKellar tried to kick off the ground. Now he picks it up and kicks with a left foot kick down to a crowded full forward area. Malloy shams a mark, and he's been awarded the mark by umpire Scott, and he'd be about 50 yards out, practically on a direct line through to goal. I think umpire Blue has given the player in front tons of time to get rid of the ball, and sometimes we've seen which are obvious holding the ball decisions allowed to go unpenalised. Here's the kick going to be taken by Malloy. Not on a very great angle, and he'd be about 45 to 50 yards out. A very damaging player for South Australia, and it looks very, very close. It's right through the middle for a very good goal to Malloy, but a very lucky one, because I didn't see what the free was given for. So South Australia move along to 13-14 to Western Australia at 12 goals 10. A lead of 10 points, and we've had about 9 minutes of play in the last quarter.
And Malloy, a very, very damaging player for South Australia. He's kicked 4 goals too, and has certainly done extremely well in that centre-half forward position. Well, now the challenge is down to Western Australia. 10 points down, 92 points to 82. There's the opportunity. Chance there for Scott. It's going across in the direction of Casterley. Casterley just forward of centre. Gets the hand pass across to a teammate there in McIntosh, right up towards the full forward position. Beautiful mark to Ellaway. A dangerous looking thrust by Western Australia. Well stopped by Ellaway. He takes the ball right in the 10-yard square, kicking it out towards the half-back flank position. Manning punches the ball away into the open spaces to McIntosh. McIntosh is on the half-forward flank, looks for a lead. He kicks it a bit high. Coming out is Robertson. He turns, he comes in, he swings in 35 yards out for goal. And the shot from Robertson, 1 point.
Hit the post.
Hit the post. Once again a chance for Western Australia. A poster from Austin Robertson. 12-11, 83 points now to Western Australia, 13-14, 92 to South Australia. Robertson has kicked 2 goals for so far for Western Australia. Ellaway to put the ball into play. More up the centre of the ground this time. Nice drop kick, punched away from the pack by Stoney, going out towards the centre half-back position now. Good work by Colby, knocking this ball on with plenty of determination in front of him, and then getting hold of it. Kicking it across towards, over the centre wing, towards the half-forward flank position, racing out into fence is Eakins, and Eakins will turn it away for Western Australia, out wide towards the boundary line. The ball taken for them there by Wynn. He kicks it across now towards the forward pocket position. Almost a chance there for South Australia. There's kick off the ground from McKellar, going across towards between half-back flank and centre wing. The ball across the line, and it looks like being a throw-in out there on the right half-forward flank position for Western Australia. Ollie Farmer positioning himself in front. Darley going up with him, and coming up there is Stoney. Stoney gets the ball quickly on the rebound. He's in plenty of trouble though. Players can't pick it up. Eventually it's Western Australia able to get it out of the pack. Up it goes towards the centre half forward position. Robertson in front of Ellaway. Neither can bring the ball down. Shopper's in there for South Australia. It's kicked off the ground eventually. Back across onto the half back line, taken by Johnny Burt, and Burt comes away from half back, kicking it up over the centre towards the South Australian half forward flank position. Behind the pack it's Phillips. Phillips with the chance. He's shepherded there. Comes in, gets his boot from between centre wing and half forward flank into the forward pocket. Bradley Smith is there, and he takes the mark from behind. Smith of Western Australia marking in the back pocket, swinging it across now towards the centre half back position, almost taken there by Eustace. Eustace got hold of the ball, he's quickly tackled. Umpire Blue has blown the whistle, and it looks as though he's signalling that the ball was held onto Eustace, and Blue I think is going to ball it up. Yes, on the right half forward flank position for South Australia.
Here's the bounce, and Darley's there. The tap away comes down to the heap of players, picked up by Chessel, gets a quick hand pass to Eustace. Eustace hurries the play on with a long punt kick down towards the full forward line. Smith comes out, is picked up by Robran, and Robran snaps hurriedly for goal and hit the post. Had a lot of time to steady and shoot through, but his shot hit the post. So that's bad football. Here's the kick in, going to be taken by Smith. South Australia 93 have an advantage of 10 points over Western Australia. The kick by Smith is delivered wide out to the half-back line, looking for McIntosh, but Darley's there from behind. Gets all over the neck of McIntosh, and the player running away with the ball, but it must be brought back, and wasting time. And the way we're going, we're running behind time, and we could finish in a little bit of darkness. However, the kick's going to be taken by McIntosh on the half-back left flank position. McIntosh just having the ball delivered back to him. In Western Australia, you have to throw the ball back on the full, but in South Australia, you can roll the ball back. Here's the kick coming up towards centre field, picked up by Walker. Walker dodges around looking for a lead, gets a hand pass away. A very defensive type of hand pass, going to no one in particular, but now picked up by Brio, kicks up and down. Darley is there, and they run right into him. I thought it would have been a free because the players took his eye off the ball. It's picked up by Cable, up towards half forward, and a good mark taken by Pope. Pope on the half-back line. He takes the play out towards the half-back left flank position to McKellar, and mark has been taken on the half-back flank position. Here's the kick coming up towards centre field. Malloy flew very high. He's a high flyer for South Australia, but umpire Blue is there, and he's going to bounce the ball just forward of centre on the 83 to 93, and we've had about 15 minutes of play. From the bounce away, a mighty knock comes down towards the half-forward line, and coming out is Robrin, gets a hand pass to Cahill, and it's smothered, and it's coming very close to the boundary line, but it's kept in play, and South Australia go forward right up towards the pocket area. It's down towards Phyllis. Phyllis can pick it up, and Smith is there, and a heavy clash of players, and a deliberate kick out, and it's going to be taken as a penalty free, and it's going to be taken by Phyllis. He sees a lead up towards centre half forward, and it's a good pass taken by Oti, but the kick is going to be taken back to Phyllis because he didn't come back over his mark, and he must kick more into his mark. He's only allowed 5 yards from his mark, and he was well out of range and correctly brought back. Here's the kick by Phyllis this time, right down towards the full forward line, deep into the pocket, and the mark has been taken on the last line of defence by Smith. South Australia have an advantage of 10 points. Here's the kick coming away from defence, out towards the boundary line on the outer side, and a magnificent mark taken by Cale. Cale has had a good battle with Chadwick on top, and midway through the third term, or just after half-time, Cahill was taken off Chadwick and put onto Brio. There's the kick by Cahill, right deep down to the forward pocket. That's Robin flying up very high from behind, and he's been awarded the mark. Just waiting for umpire Blue to decide what is going on. Yes, he's awarded the mark to Robin. And I call it as Robin having marked the ball, and he's been given this mark about 35 yards out and a direct line through to goal. Robin, our Magarey medalist last year in South Australia, but so far hasn't played particularly well in interstate football. However, that's a goal from Robin, his first goal today, and South Australia go along to a lead of 16 points. 16 points, South Australia 14-15, 99 to Western Australia 12-11, 80-83.
And in this quarter now, we've had just on 17 minutes of play. Western Australia will have to lift themselves in this last part of the
I noticed
quarter.
umpire Blue ordering the runner off, the Western Australian runner, because he was only out there to urge the players on.
Yes, and it needs some urging on. Farmer tries to hand pass, but it'll be sent back South Australia into the centre of the ground, taken by Marker. Hand pass to Cale. Cale from centre, right across now towards the half-forward flank position. They rise for it. Nobody can bring it down. Opportunity here, though, for Western Australia to get the hand pass out to Turnbull. Turnbull comes away from centre half-back. A slashing long drop kick right up towards the centre half-forward position. Scott up high, and umpire Blue has blown the whistle and given the mark to Scott. Scott is between centre half-forward and the centre of the ground. Looking for a lead, though no one there at the moment. He decides to go for the kick. It's a rather high, wobbly punt kick right out towards the forward pocket position onto the ground, picked up by Walker. Walker turns and twists on the half-forward flank, drives in towards the full forward position, but a beautiful mark has been taken in defence for South Australia by Colby. Colby, a great player for South Australia today. This will be his 15th kick. Meantime, tempers are becoming a little ruffled down there on the forward line for Western Australia, as we'll wait for Colby to take this kick right down on the last line of defence.
Manning has been doing well in centre, but he's shifted to centre wing, and Chadwick has gone to centre.
Ball kicked out from Colby towards the half-back flank position. Waiting for it to come down is Manning. Manning a chance to pick it up just inside the boundary line. Gets the hand pass out to Big McIntosh. A hand pass to Estoney. Estoney's in plenty of trouble. Tackled from all directions.
He's lost his shoe, Noel.
Yes, he's lost his shoe. He nearly lost his head too, I think.
Yes, that's the second time he's lost his shoe, because 10 minutes ago he lost his shoe, and now he's lost it again.
The The bounce is on the half-forward flank position for Western Australia. Whistle blows up suddenly, and the free kick is going Western Australia's way to be taken by Wynn. Wynn has been switched out onto the half-forward flank. Pretty quiet in the first half of the game. Wynn kicking it across in the direction of the centre half-forward position this time, looking for Robertson, and Robertson has taken the mark for Western Australia, directly in front of goal and about 40 yards out. They should get the distance all right from here. Normally a very accurate kick. He's been a bit off the target today with 2 goals scored. Notice he's very deliberate, going for the drop putt. The kick from Robertson looks all right from here, and from the quiet acclamation behind the goals, I'd say it was full points to Western Australia. A goal kicked by Austin Robertson, his 3rd goal for the match, and it's 13 goals 11 now. Western Australia 89 points, trailing South Australia by 10 points, 14-15, 99. They've been playing for 20 minutes in the final quarter.
Umpire Blue bounces once again, a shocking bounce. It comes down towards Phyllis having a run on the ball. It's picked up when Western Australia go forward once again, up towards the half-forward line of Cable. Cable spills an easy mark. It's that grab without the ball, and the umpire didn't see it again, and it comes out of bounds on the half-forward left flank position. Umpire Blue has missed quite a lot of infringements this afternoon. Here's the throw-in on the half-forward line. McIntosh in opposition to Darley. It comes to Farmer. Farmer taps it away. It comes to Shop, and Shop clears from centre half back with a long driving drop kick. Here's Eakins coming into a clash with Malloy, but Malloy picks it up, goes for a short pass. It's going to Marker, and Marker's got a shot for goal. Is it accurate? It's right through the middle. A very fast passage of play. A very fast passage of play, and the crowd go wild here at Adelaide Oval with that beautiful goal. And South Australia go forward 15-15. A magnificent goal by Marker to Western Australia 13-11, 105-89, and that very good play by South Australia, resulting in a goal to Marker. Runners are on the field, urging their respective players on. And here's the bounce down once again. Stoney comes back into ruck for WA. Darley is there for South Australia. Another bad bounce, but it's taken by Western Australia, and a hand pass, series of hand passes comes away for Stoney to kick up towards the half-forward line, and a good mark taken from behind by Adcock over Castelli. Adcock has played magnificent football on the last line of defence. He kicks wide out in the wing position, looking for Eustace. Manning was there, and we'll see a throw in at centre wing on the western side. Here's the bounce. It's taken by Eustace. Eustace hurriedly kicks down towards the flank position, and from behind a good mark taken by Eakins. He plays on immediately with a punt kick up towards Darley, and they're all over Darley's back. He should have marked it on the first attempt, but they fell over him, and Darley is going to kick South Australia into attack from centre wing on the western side. 105 points to 89, and we've had about 23 minutes of play. Here's the kick by Darley, comes down to centre wing, marked by Phillips. Phillips came on at three-quarter time, playing at centre in the place of Day. Here's a bad kick by Phillips. It comes down towards Farmer. He gets a hand pass to Walker. Walker with a hand pass up towards Turnbull now has it. And Turnbull breaks clear after bouncing once. Kicks up towards the half-forward line. McKellar coming through from behind. Snares the ball cleverly for a big fellow. Kicks high down towards Darley. But Stoney comes from behind. Knocked clear out towards Manning. And Manning steadies up. Kicks down towards the half-forward line. Looking for Robinson, but Ellaway is there. Pushed him off balance. It comes to the half-back line to Colby. Gets a hurried hand pass away, and this is Walker coming through. A magnificent player for WA. A heavy clash of players with neither side shirking their duty. It's Adcock and Manning into it, and Adcock gets flattened behind the play. And here's the play going on to Robinson, and there's another player flattened from behind. I didn't see who that was because I was watching the play, and it through the middle for a goal. Well, you can... We'll get behind the play for you in a moment, but Manning went straight into Adcock, 105 to 89. Manning went straight into Adcock and flattened Adcock, and Adcock is there bending down. And then after the play had gone on, Manning received quite a heavy jolt, because I didn't see it, but he was flattened from behind. Well, that was solid football. Noel, who kicked the goal?
Robertson. Robertson kicked the goal. I don't think too many people were watching Robertson. The ball back in the centre again for the bounce. Western Australia throwing everything into a last-ditch effort, but the ball is trapped onto the chest of John Cale, and there's going to be a ball up in the centre of the ground.
Stoney off.
Still in the centre, and there's a chance here for South Australia. Forward again, up towards their half-forward line. The ball bouncing awkwardly for everybody. Chance for Eakins. He's got it in front of him now. Tries the long hand pass. Out of trouble. Across it goes. Taken there for Western Australia by Dyson. Dyson's kick is up towards the half-forward flank, but Pope is there, and Pope brings down the mark for South Australia. 105 points to 95. 10 points in favour of South Australia. They're just into the time-on period. The kick from Pope is going out towards the half-forward flank position. The big fellow's fly. It looks like Robran. Robran has been pretty quiet today, getting up there, and this will be his 12th kick. He's taken 4 marks. Robran taking the kick out on the between centre wing and the half-forward flank position on the outer side. Gets plenty of distance, a long one right up towards the forward pocket position. Behind the pack, Farmer racing to with little Johnny Burt. Burt's turning and twisting. That's his 20th kick. Boots it in short and finds his marking marker. And Marker's got it on the half-forward flank position. He's a good 55 yards out of goal, 50 to 55 yards, and he's got it out on the half-forward flank on the angle. Running in, the kick from Marker, it's a magnificent kick, getting plenty of distance, but the accuracy is by no means there, and through for 1 point. The difference now, 11 points. With South Australia, 15 goals, 16, 106 points, and Western Australia, 14 goals, 11, 95 points, and they're just into the time-on period. The ball has been whipped out towards the back pocket position, and this gives the chance for Western Australia again to come around the grandstand side of the ground, out towards centre wing. Manning in there. Players coming in from all directions, picked up by Walker, snaps the hand pass across and finds a teammate there in Farmer. Farmer's kick coming out towards centre wing. Schoff has it well under control, and Rick Schoff, the South Australian centre half-back, marks the ball on the centre wing.
Here's the kick by Schoff, with South Australia leading by 9 points. The kick comes right down to the half-forward flank position and out of play. 11 points of difference. I said 9, but it's 11 points of difference. Schoff keeping that ball very close to the boundary line, and eventually it went out on the half-forward right flank position. An advantage of 11 points to South Australia. 26 minutes of play in the final term. Western Australia are not giving up. A couple of quick goals would really put them in front. Here's the kick by Walker up towards the half-back line, but Phillips, the reserve player who came on at three-quarter time, has taken a fine mark forward at centre. Go for the long one, which he does, down towards the full forward line. Western Australia in front, and from behind, Surakoski gets a hand pass away, but in the meantime, a free has been given to Western Australia for interference on the last line of defence. Going to be taken by Smith. Here's Smith, the full-back player. Must have been interfered with when going for the ball. Goes for a right up on the direct line through to goal, up through centre, looking for McIntosh. Couldn't be found. Taken off hands by Adcock. Western Australia must have 2 rovers on the ball. It comes down across onto the ground of Phillips, across to Adcock, and Adcock gets kicked right up towards the full forward line. Phyllis and Smith going for it. It's down on the ground. Coming out of the play is Chessel, and Burt is there as well, but from defence, it's Surakoski taking the play wide out towards the half-back right flank position. It's up towards Brio and Cable. Here's a chance for Marker. Steadies up, shoots up towards goal, but again it's offline and through for 1 point. South Australia have peppered the goals quite repeatedly, but the bad kicking has seen them offline. 7 minutes of play, 2 minutes into time on period. The kick in going to be taken by Smith. 107 points to 95. Here's the kick by Smith, right up towards centre field. Phillips is going in opposition to McIntosh. McIntosh in front. Brio is there as well for WA. He's grabbed from behind by Cahill, far too far in the back, and he's been penalised. And Brio in front position has been awarded the free, and that's what Blue has been doing all day, giving that player in front all the advantage and all the time in the world to dispose of the ball. Brio about to take this kick just backward of centre. 3 minutes into time on period. Here's the kick by Brio, left footer up towards the wall, and there's a leg coming out, pushed right away, but the umpire was caught on the blind side, and the mark's been taken by Phillips. Phillips, the usual full forward player, now kicks with a punt kick, wide out on the wing position, out towards players, and WA are there, and the mark's been given to Oti, playing in front. He's played good football, especially in the second term, after being beaten in the first quarter. The kick by Oti comes down towards the half-forward left flank position. Malloy is in front of Eakins, down on the turf. Neither player can break clear, and umpire Blue calls up for a bounce on the half-forward line. And we've had about 3.5 minutes of play in time on period in the last quarter. South Australia 107 to WA 95.
Bounces on the half-forward flank position for South Australia. Palmer gets the tap, but it's sharked by South Australia. Up it goes towards the centre half-forward position now. Knocked away from the pack by Graham. It comes out towards Turnbull. Turnbull with a chance to break clear from the half-back line. He comes in. He's well shepherded. He's going to have trouble if he doesn't get rid of it soon. He gets it across towards Brio on the wing. Brio turning and twisting just backward of the wing position. Comes across, swinging it down towards the centre half-forward position for Western Australia. But plenty of South Australians there. And Schoff, solid in defence, takes the mark. Schoff kicking it out wide towards the centre wing, looking for Kale. Kale close to the boundary line, puts it onto the left boot, swings it across towards the half-forward flank, and Malloy, a great player for Malloy today, and he takes the ball on the half-forward flank. Bees 19th kick, Malloy right up towards the full-forward zone. It's almost a chance for Chessel, knocked away by Graham. Going into the teeth of goal, Little Bert comes in. The ball evidently still in play. Here's a chance for Graham again. He's battling hard, eventually gets it out to Farmer. Farmer back to Graham, and Graham comes away from the back pocket position. He's in trouble though. Didn't get rid of the ball. This gives a chance for Rodman. Rodman turns onto his left foot, swooks the ball over his shoulder towards the forward pocket position, but coming out in defence it's Sirakoski, and Sirakoski marks close to the boundary line in the back pocket. He's played his best football on the back in the final quarter. Sirakoski out it goes towards the half-back flank position, very close to the line, kept into play by Phillips. Phillips is racing around the boundary line, but is eventually over the line for a throw-in between forward pocket and half-forward flank position for South Australia. South Australia 14-11-85, Western Australia 16-17-107. They've been playing just on 5 minutes of time on, and there's the siren. With South Australia the winners in this match against Western Australia at the Adelaide Oval, with the final score, South Australia 15 goals 17, 107 points, 15-17, 107, and Western Australia 14 goals 11, 95 points, a win for South Australia by 12 points. Following